Hello soulmates, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and if you are new to this channel you are highly welcome. So guys, in today's tutorial I'll be teaching you how to cut and sew this multicolor multiple tier gown. So as you can see, the inspiration by the right and my recreation as a video playing, and also the picture by the left. So guys, if this is the tutorial you're interested in, please like this video, drop a comment for me in the comment section, share this video with your friends and community, and if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please subscribe to this channel. Thank you. So guys, this is my Ankara fabric and they are 3 yards each, so each color is 3 yards and I have 12 yards here. So I'm arranging this according to how I want it to look on me. So you can arrange the color the way you like. I don't even know if my arrangement is correct, but I just decided to make the purple to be at the upper part because the pattern is a little bit different from the rest, but it's still the same pattern, but it's just that the pattern is smaller. I hope you understand. So that's all about the fabric. So let's illustrate the outfit. So the outfit, from the inspiration, it is a gown, but for me I want it to be a two-piece. So I want to be able to wear the blouse separately and the skirt separately. This is because this outfit is a very flashy, so wearing all the colors together again we attract, like, it will attract people. So that's why I want to be able to pair the blouse with a plain skirt or trouser, and the skirt with a plain blouse later. So, and making two pieces is just very nice. Like, two pieces is just very versatile. Sure you get. So now for the blouse, the ruffles at the blouse, I'm using 5 inches. So just take note of that. I'm using 5 inches for the ruffles on the blouse. So now for the skirt, depending on how long you want it to be, so you can determine that. But just know that the skirt has 2 layers. So for the first layer here, it is slant. If you notice very well, it is slant. One side is longer than the other. So for this side, let's assume I'm using 16 for the longer side, while for the shorter side I'm using 13 inches. So the second layer, which will be the overall length of the skirt, I'm using 29 inches, while for the band I'll be using 2 inches. So if you want to go with my measurements, you can just go ahead and use it, or if you want to just change anything, just go ahead and customize it to your own desired length. So now let's go over and grab the pattern for the upper part. So for this upper part, it is a princess dart bustier, and at the shoulder it has this extended sleeve kind of thing, because I don't want it to be kind of like an armless, so I extended the shoulder a little bit to act like a cap sleeve. So now this is my pattern, and if you notice, this is getting to the hip area, it's not stopping at the waist area at all. So now the first thing I did was to measure my bust span divided by 2, which is your nipple to nipple measurement. Then you just draw a line like this. So the next thing I will be doing is just to take my under bust tightening. So I took about 1¼ inch to the side, and to the center front I took ½ inch. So I did the same at the waist and also at the hip area. 1¼ to the side and ½ inch to the center. So connect the points together, and this is what we have. So the next thing I will do is to connect the under bust to the bust area with this curve. So this is how I will connect mine. Then this part also I'll connect it like this. So now it's time to draw our princess dart bust here. So I'll just search for a convenient point for me, then I will just connect like this. So this is how I just draw my princess dart. So I look at it, if I'm not satisfied I can redraw, but I'm satisfied with this. So the second line I drew is just to tighten the armhole area, so that will serve as a dart. So the next thing I'll be doing is to take my bust, waist and hip measurement. So my waist divided by 4, what I took out here I will add it back, and at the hip area also I will measure my hip divided by 4, then what I took out here I will add it back also. So now I will connect my hip to my waist and my waist to my bust. Then straight up to my armhole. So now, because we are making a princess that bustier, it's always nice to add extra to this to reshape this armhole so that when you join, everything can balance. Because if you don't add extra to this part, when you join, it may be shorter. So when you add extra to it, so it will balance up, or even if it is too much, you can trim it away. So this is what I have for this pattern. So for this extended shoulder area, so just draw your shoulder slope like this. Then depending on how wide you want the extended sleeves to be, so let me use 2.5. I later changed this to 2 inches, but yeah, I used 2.5. Then the next thing is to connect to this part. This armhole is now divided into two, so you connect it to the upper side, the one attached to where you are drawing your sleeve. So what I did here was to go down by 1 inch. This is to tighten this part, because if you don't go down by 1 inch, your shoulder area will just open up. It won't fit on your body. You can even go down by 1.5 inches just to make it very perfect on your shoulder. So now see the way I connected it like this. So now I'm trying to make sure that the length is the same. So I will reshape this curve here. Okay, so guys, let's move to this curve that we have at the waist area, something like a basque. So the next thing I did was to go down by 3 inches from my waist. I wrote a line at that point. Then I went down again by 4 inches from the new line. I went from that new line. So let's just assume it's 7 inches from the waist. So the first line was 3 inches away from the waist, while the second line was 7 inches away from the waist. So this is like 1 inch away from my hip length. So now from this point, now I'm folding this in, because when we are joining, the dart has to go. So that's why I'm folding it in. Then I will shape this. I will shape the back waistline that we have. So I'll just shape it like this. So this is how I got the curve. So if you just shape it without folding in the dart, you won't get the perfect result. So it's good to fold in the dart, then you shape. So for the neckline, I'm using a very small neckline. So I'm working with 3.25 by 3.5 for the front. So my own neckline that I use is very low. So I use 3.25 for the wideness. I know this is on fold, and for the depth of the neckline, I use 3.5 inches. So let's just go ahead and cut the pattern. So guys, this is the side that I forgot to take it in. So let me take it in now. Just 1 inch like this. Then you slash it open and you tape it in. So guys, we are done cutting the front body. So now let's move over to the back. So this is my back pattern. So the only difference between the back pattern in terms of the length is just 1 inch, and that's the 1 inch I took in for the side or bust that. So now let me label my pattern for you to see. So this is my shoulder, my armhole, my waist, and my hip. So now I'll measure my bust at the armhole part, my bust divided by 4. At the waist area, I'll measure my waist divided by 4. Please measure this after the zipper allowance. So I will measure 1 inch for that, then ½ inch for tightening. So I'm taking that ½ inch away at the zipper allowance. So what I add at the waist, I'm taking it out at the zipper allowance. So at the hip area, I just measure my hip divided by 4. So there's no dart at the hip area. So this is what we have now. So now to prevent zip bulging, so this is what I'm doing. So the ½ inch, I just connected this just like a dart at the zipper area. So now it's time to locate our that. So what I did was to measure everything I have here after taking away the zipper allowance. Just divided it into two. Then I note the center. I wrote a line upward. So I think the line upward is about 6 inches, while the line downward was about 5 inches. So now let me just take half inch to the right, half inch to the left, and I will do the same thing too for the other side. So this is my darts for the back. So now for the back effect that we have, firstly 3 inches, then 7 inches. So you rule both lines like that. So this is the 3 inches line and this is the 7 inches line. So now you connect this. So you connect it. After you are done, let's move over to the neckline. So for the neckline, the wideness we use for the front, that's the same we'll use for the back. That's 3¼ inch. While for the neck depth, so why for the depth, I'm using 2 inches. So you connect your neckline. So guys, the next thing we should have done is to extend the shoulder, but I totally forgot. So I will still do that later. So now to extend this, since I've cut that part away, what I did was to place a pieces of paper underneath this. Then I just extended this just like I did for the front, 2.5 inches. Like I said, I later reduced it to 2 inches. So you locate it like that, then you go down by about 1 or 1.5. I prefer 1.5, just use 1.5 please. So you connect this like this, then you shape it to the armhole. So guys, this is the back pattern. So let me bring out the front pattern also. So this is the front pattern. Like I said earlier, I used 2.5 for the front, so that's why I'm reshaping this to 2 inches. So I'm reshaping it to 2 inches so that it can be the same as the back. So now these are all the patterns. So this is what they look like, and let's go over and cut the fabric. So this is my fabric. I've already added stay to the main fabric, so I did not pad mine at all. I did not pad it. I just added a stay to the fabric, and that's the lining over there. So now the first thing I will do now is to just join this. I will start the joining at the waist area. I will join it together, and I will also join the lining together too separately. So this is the back bodies. I've also located my dart. I've transferred my dart to the fabric and also to the lining. So I will be taking the darts and I will also be turning the bodies with the lining. So now this is the ruffles at the edge. Like I said, this is 5 inches wide, but I added extra 1 inch. I added extra 1 inch because I'll be hemming it and I'll be joining it to the blouse. So the length I just cut from one end to the other of Ankara. I cut two of this. So now this is the front, this is the back. I'm just trying to show you that I've taken the darts and I've sewn the armhole. So the only opening we have is at the shoulder and at the waist area. So now make sure to notch the armhole because it is curvy and the neckline so that it can turn out perfectly. So this is the front and this is what it is looking like. So this is what it is looking like. So now because of this princess that bustier that we have at the front, so the front is not actually perfect. So this is the back. You know, I've already turned this back, so I've turned it with the lining, so I'll be using it to reshape the front. So I'm adding ½ inch extra here because you know I use ½ inch to turn the back and I've not, and I will still turn the front so that they can be on the same length. So that's why I added this half inch. So just make sure to reshape this using the back, because the back is perfect. So make sure you reshape very well. Then after reshaping the main fabric, also go ahead and reshape the lining. Please reshape the lining. So I'll reshape the lining now, and I'll go ahead and turn this front. I'll turn the neckline and the armhole and the side. So I'll just turn it. So I'll go ahead now and turn this with the lining at the shoulder, at the neckline rather, the armhole and the side. So after turning it, this is what we have. So now the next thing to do is to join this at the shoulder and at the side. So after joining, this is what we have, and this is the fabric for the ruffles. So this is what we have now. So I'll go ahead and make ruffles on this. I'll join the two fabrics together, make gathers, hem the lower parts, then I'll join it to these upper bodies. So this is what it looks like. So I'll go ahead and join it to the upper bodies. After joining, the next thing to do is to fix our zipper. So I'll go ahead now and fix my zipper to the back. Note it is a two-piece, so this is the blouse. So guys, after fixing the zipper, the blouse is ready, and since this is a two-piece, we need to move over to the skirts now. So this is my skirt, and for this first layer, it is slant. So what I did was to cut the length with the highest length. So I cut out 17 inches here. We are working with 16, so I'll hem it and I'll also join it with the 1 inch extra. So I have three of these. I have three, like as you can see, the edge from one Ankara edge to the other. So I have three of this also for this skirt. So make sure you add your hemming allowance and all. So I've joined the three together because the zipper will be at the center. The zipper of my skirt will be at the center, so I have to take note of that when I'm slanting. So what I did was to fold like this. See the way I fold it? So that edge there that is open is where the zipper will be at the center back. So now one side has to be slanted. So I will determine the length I want the shorter side to be. So you determine the length you want the shorter side to be. Then for the longer side, so this is the full length of what I already cut. So I will keep slanting this. As you can see that this is unfold, I will keep slanting this until I get to the end at the other side. So I'm turning this fabric because one side was not equal, so I want the side to be at the waist. I'll be cutting away some parts, so I want that side that is not equal to be at that side. That's why I changed it. So now you keep slanting this. As you can see, this is the center. That open part will be for the zipper, and that's the center. So when you get to the center, make sure that the length is the same thing. Make sure it is the same thing at this point, so that it is no longer than the other when you are joining your zipper. So now you slant this until you get to this other end. The length we actually cut is the longest length, so we don't need to trim anything from this side. So we just have to cut it like this till we get to the other part. So guys, after cutting, you go ahead now and make ruffles at the straight part, not the slant side, though, at the straight part. So I made the ruffles separately for the first layer and the second layer. Then I'll place it together and I'll join it together. So this is my band for the skirt. Like I said, it is 2 inches wide, and I've already added my stay to the band, and the length is exactly my waist plus extra 2 inches. The 2 inches is for zipper allowance, 1 inch on one side, 1 inch on the other side. So now this is the band. I've already fixed it. Then I'll go ahead and fix my zipper also. So the zipper has already been fixed. As you can see, the shorter side and the longer side. So it is not that obvious, but it is longer. One side is longer than the other. So this is the skirt, and the skirt is ready. The skirt is also ready. So now this is the blouse, and I'll be placing the blouse on it like this. So this is how I'll be pairing it when I'm wearing this together as a gown. So this is what it looks like. So guys, this is what the final outcome looks like. So I paired it together and this is how it looks. If I don't even tell you, you won't know this is a two-piece. It looks exactly like a gown, except you notice at the zipper area. That's how you will know it's a two-piece. So let me know, will you be making yours as a two-piece, or you'll be making yours as a dress or a gown? So let me know in the comment section, and let me know what you think about this style. Is this something you'll be rocking, or it will be a pass for you? So let me know in the comment section. So thank you so much for watching, and if you haven't liked, please like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.